I just wanted to show you real quickly that the whole investigation is here. More than that, in the DEA file, you guys, what I have in there, as you can see, U.S. Department of Justice, a gentleman filed a Freedom of Information Act request on the deceased Nelson Prince Rogers on June 25th, 2018. And they provided the majority of the pages to this person, but they kept 97 back. They held 97 pages back. You can see here 97 withheld, pages released 86. Now, the reason that they nixed out some of the information, the reason that they give us is as follows. Specifically authorized under criteria established by an executive order to be kept secret in the interest of national defense or foreign policy. That's a pretty big deal, you guys. Read it again if you didn't hear it. That means that they're withholding the 97 pages because of an executive order to be kept secret in the interest of national defense or foreign policy. You want to find out why? It's because the one the world knows as Prince Rogers Nelson, well, there's some identity issues is what I wanted to say, but this is one of the identities we are shown. And you can see up there on the top left, it says Prince Roger Nelson. Okay, and here's this little baby. Also, you guys, though he was introduced to the world as Prince Rogers Nelson, the birth certificate says Prince Roger Nelson. Couple of things, you guys. When you go to Carver County's website, register, they have the name listed several different ways. There's Nelson Prince Rogers. There's Prince Rogers Nelson, Prince R. Nelson. So right there at the county, there's 3 different names of the spelling, okay? So there was purposely confusion. More than that, you guys, these are the investigative, the paperwork, pardon me, provided to the DEA from Moline Fire Department. Now, at the top left-hand corner, you can see that they have the name as Nelson, Prince with an X, P-R-I-N-X-E. As you move across center screen, they have him listed at 61 years of age with a birth date of 6/7/1954. I know I have it circled over, but they have his weight at 110 pounds. This Nelson Prince. Okay, so that's one identity on top of the others that we just talked about. We also have Moline Trinity Hospital paperwork providing us a name of Prince Nelson with a birth date of 6/7/1959. Here, as part of the investigation, Detective Meyer, I believe it is, says that Sergeant Brunig needed investigative assistance at 9 a.m. because Prince Rogers, R-O-D-G-E-R-S, far right side of the screen, was deceased at 9 a.m. So there's yet another identity. We all know that the world was told that Prince was 57 when he died, and then here the paperwork says Prince Nelson is a 56-year-old male. Now here, you guys, is just another way that the investigation is all shoddy, because there at the bottom of the screen, you can see the Moline Fire Department was writing to the DEA regarding the treatment of Mr. Prince. If someone's name was Prince Rogers Nelson and you're doing the investigation of the universe, you're not going to call him Mr. Prince. So who were they really treating in Moline? Now I want to call your attention to the top of the screen. Sorry, I can't find the whole piece of paper. This is paperwork from Moline where the patient that is being treated, they are doing a female grasp threshold as well as a male grasp threshold on their test on the same person. So as I mentioned in some of my other videos, it leads me to believe that someone may have been in the process of a sex change or was both. I'm not sure, because otherwise they wouldn't test them both male and female. And more than that, you guys, you see where it says IV orientation left? This patient had their IV inserted on the left, okay, on the left wrist, as you can see at the bottom right. The patient who was listed as Prince with an X, their IV was given on the right forearm. So we know that Moline provided paperwork for 2 different identities at least. Here it is. I just want you to see that I wasn't making anything up. Right in the middle, center screen, forearm right. Okay, the extremity that was used for the patient called Prince with an X that was 61. Not only do we not have an identity, you guys, there is a lot to know about the arrival time. It is known that the 911 call, they said, came in at 9:43 a.m., but check this out. I want to show you a couple things. The first part, it says at 7:49 and a second call to the kitchen at Paisley Park at 7:51. That is when Kirk Johnson is said to have made phone calls at Paisley Park to Prince on his telephone line. There was one in the kitchen and one in the bedroom. He made those calls at 7:49 and 7:51, pardon me. However, when Schulenberg contacted Kirk at 8:15, this is what Schulenberg had to say. When he got up the morning of April 21st and went to his office at approximately 8:15 to finish his documentation on Prince's notes, Schulenberg then contacted Kirk to ask if he was still in town. Kirk responded, "I'm here, waiting for him, Prince, to wake up, to give him something to take the edge off." Kirk then told Schulenberg he was waiting for Andrew Kornfeld for help. So get this, you guys. It is said in the file that Kirk and Marone picked up Andrew Kornfeld at the airport at 6:22 a.m. Okay? So get this. If he picks him up at the airport at 6:22 a.m. and then drives to Paisley and can make a phone call at 1 at 7:49 and 1 at 7:51, and then be allegedly contacted by Schulenberg at 8:15, with him asking him if he's still in town? Why is he asking him if he's still in town, first of all, when they're supposed to be saving Prince Rogers Nelson's life, okay? So, Kirk and Marone and Andrew, not only were they at Paisley Park before the 911 call, you guys, Andrew said that they had breakfast together. Andrew told me he took a red-eye flight and landed this morning about 6 a.m. He told me Kirk and Marone set up his hotel arrangements. He said they checked him into the hotel but didn't go into his room. He told me he had breakfast with Kirk and Marone before they went to meet with Prince, that they arrived about 9 a.m. But we know that that's a lie because Schulenberg just told us Kirk was there, and the investigation tells us Kirk was there, which means Andrew was there too. Thing about Andrew, you guys, he's pretty guilty. The media wants us to believe that he's the son of Howard Kornfeld, who was flown into town on a red-eye flight to help save Prince Rogers Nelson's life, and he was the one that called 911, thereby making him not guilty for all the drugs that he brought to Paisley Park. Now, even though the media narrative is that Andrew was sent instead of Howard, when Andrew is being interviewed by Patrick Murphy, as you can see highlighted in the yellow, Patrick asks him, and so that I understand when you reference your dad, is your dad a doctor at the facility? Yeah, so this is my dad right there. Oh, okay, so Howard Kornfeld. Yeah, he never talked to Prince. So, Howard Kornfeld is ID'd by his alleged son while he's being interviewed by Patrick Murphy, okay? Not only that, you guys, they want us to believe that he was flying in on a red-eye from San Francisco, but I'm alleging that Andrew was already living at Paisley Park. In going through Andrew's computer files that the Carver County provided on 4/20/2016 at 5:25, he's writing someone and he says, "Hey, I have an interview in Palo Alto on Friday. Should be done by late afternoon. Any chance you're free and want to hang?" That means that he, even though they have him flying back out to Paisley Park on the red-eye flight on 4/20, which would be the morning, evening there, 4/20, 4/21, he had an interview out there on Friday, which is why he was already out in California, you guys. I've shared this with you guys before. It's very important. Andrew is, like I said, sold as the son of Howard, who has his own company, Practitioners Plus LLC. Now here, he says, "Do you have a medical degree like your dad?" And he says, "I don't." "You don't?" "No, I'm pre-med." Okay, he's pre-med, and he's working on it. He just took his MCAT exam. Okay, check it out. That's one of the Andrews. But the media also provides us with this. the investigation. Andrew is a graduate of the USC studying neuroscience and psychology, you guys. His interests are brain science and psychopharmacology. He has written and co-authored books with his father, Howard. So first they tell us he's not a graduate, and then they tell us that he is a graduate and practicing pharmacology. If you're not familiar with pharmacology, you guys, the science of pharmacology, the Illuminati part of me uses it, their programmers use it for mind-altering and body-altering, drugs. Some of the drugs, it says they're not used to specifically alter the mind, but to change the body. Like, for instance, if they want a little girl or boy to grow breasts, for instance, they give them medication. If they want them to feel like their skin is boiling hot, they give them medication. There's a lot of things that you can do with pharmaceuticals, which is why Big Pharma is what it is. Now, at Jonestown, CIA was using Thorazine, and it's all there, you guys, about the MK Ultra programming. I've told you about it on other videos. I don't want to get into it here. Although if you want to research for yourself, look up Fritz Springmeier, F-R-I-T-Z, Springmeier, M-E-I-R, okay? Pharmacology, Andrew Kornfeld. Get this, you guys. Schulenberg, who's speaking here at the top of the screen, he says that he was originally contacted by Kirk last fall, which would be the fall of 2015, to see if he would be interested in helping his boss. At that point, it was just to do a physical, get things checked out, and yada yada. And he said, can I go ahead and take pictures of those texts that you had with Kirk on your phone? The detective, Chris Nelson, did. And then here at the bottom, Schulenberg says, the conversations that Kirk and I had back in the fall were also on my cell phone, but that cell phone unfortunately took a swim in the Dominican Republic last month and no longer functions. So people, who are we dealing with? So what I'm saying is, Schulenberg was contacted in the fall of 2015, and nothing came to fruition until April of 2016. However, I believe Andrew Kornfeld was contacted in the fall of 2015, and his emails prove it. When going through Andrew's emails, one of them is dated 10/1/2015 at 1:42 a.m. Okay, I stopped at Target. And sorry, my is everywhere. Okay, 10/2/2015. Those are his emails, all right? His is everywhere. Now, also, when you're going through the evidence photos of Paisley Park, you will notice that this receipt, though it is from Cub Foods, is dated 10/1/15, the same date that he stopped at Target and apologized for his being everywhere. Now, the thing is, see all the Fleet enemas that were purchased? Andrew Kornfeld tells us during interview that he has Crohn's disease, okay? That would explain why the receipt shows that he's buying cantaloupe, honeydew, it's high in fiber, rice, and Fleet enemas, you guys. That's somebody with Crohn's disease, okay? Now, on 10/10/15, they don't show us all the emails, you guys, so this is all there is. Andrew's saying, good question. Can be hard to get away from when the crowds, when it's this size. And then on 10/16, interesting email that says, tears-worthy pain. Were you causing pain with your pharmacology, Andrew? Is that why your backpack was in the office? His interview was at Palo Alto, down there at the bottom where the museum is, in San Francisco, where Recovery Without Walls is said to be, is at the top, okay? It just is what it is, what I say it is. So, we know that Andrew was already there practicing pharmacology. Now, let's get back to the arrival times. They said that the original 911 call was made at 9:43 a.m., but you can see on 4/21 at 9, Brunig said that Prince Rogers, with a D, was dead. Next line down, Hastings, Detective Hastings, said she and 2 adult males arrived at Paisley Park around 9 a.m., approximately 45 minutes before the 911 call. Hennepin County Sheriff's Office incident report, you can see right at the top middle screen, 4/21/2016. They were contacted at 9:10 a.m. to come and take pictures. Todd Turpin, 9:10 a.m. This is what I believe Andrew meant when he said, sorry, his is everywhere. I'm going to show you a few things. It wasn't just him, it's others too. All through the media investigation, Chris Gaither and everybody says that Prince did not carry cash. However, all around the investigation photos, you'll see receipts and cash, 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 cash. Also, the thing I want to point out to you is you'll see pink emery boards. Seems like a girl to me. They want us to believe that Prince Rogers Nelson lived his life like this, with ladies' pink emery boards and leopard print accessories. Oh, curling irons too, because you know, all African-American people curl their wigs. Yeah, right. They want us to believe that this is what was going on at Paisley Park. Let me ask you something. Do you think with all the Mariah Carey shoe closets and all the closets of all the rich and famous, they want us to believe that Prince Rogers Nelson just kept his shoes slothfully thrown on some cheap shoe rack? However, if you look closely at the shoes, you'll see that they're all different sizes because they had all kinds of people playing Prince, clones, imitations, lookalikes. This picture is interesting. They want us to believe that in the dressing room there's just the ace bandages and these black sock things laying all around. But more interesting than that is the fact that this coverlet for lazy eyes is sitting there on the bench. So who do we know that has a lazy eye? I don't know. Could it be Natalia Phillips playing lookalike? She looks like she might have a lazy eye. Natalia, who takes credit for print work on the piano and a microphone tour. Could it be Jewel Roberts with the famous JR email playing lookalike? Could it be Kirk Johnson's daughter, Michaela, MK? Could it be former assistant Mariah Brown? Could it be his very own sister? Could it be me? You never know. The fact is, George, Third Eye Girl, 3EG, GE or GE, he doesn't want you to know, but I want you to know. You need to come back and watch all the videos. Find out why these eyes look like UFOs. Find out why it's all a big hush-hush secret. Find out why NWOKKK stands for Darling Nikki. Find out what the Vatican knows. Find out what they have planned. Find out why Phaedra Ellis Lampkins of NPG Music Publishing, LLC, signature matches that of the alleged Prince R. Nelson. Look at that. They're exactly the same. So who's playing who? Find out why Dr. Schulenberg is guilty of carrying an air filter mask, because he too is practicing pharmacology. Notice also how Kirk Johnson is wearing a black athletic Under Armour outfit. Find out why, when you're looking at this awful photo, this imitation Prince is also wearing a black Under Armour jacket. Find out why Marone Bacure looks just like Prince. Find out why the pictures on the media have him as right-handed and left-handed. Imitation. Clone. Always imitation. He never did that. Never, never, never. It was always like that. If you come and watch my videos, you guys, I promise you will learn everything you ever wanted to know. That is all I do with my life, okay? It just is. It's my sole purpose, and I'm going to bring the truth, okay? Please go watch as many videos as you can. Thank you for being here, and check out my TikTok. Thank you.